Hey guys, in this tutorial I'm just going to go over a couple really basic uh, tips and tricks, little tweaks that we can do to kind of polish our work. This is a project file that I just got from one of our freelancers. See how Dinesh here is kind of off center, and I noticed through like these first little bit he kind of stays off center for the most part. I mean, he rocks back and forth a lot as he talks, but he's totally off center here. And that's mostly my fault. I was running camera that day. But that's okay. We can fix that because he's on a white screen. I think this video, he starts to kind of come to center. And the rest of them, for the most part, I think he stays pretty close to center to where we can live with it. But we want to fix that in the first two clips here. At least these first three probably. And so what we're going to do, just a really simple way to fix this, we're going to select kind of all our video files, all these here. We're going to move them up a level. And I'm going to go up here, and I have this white mat that I've already created. You can create one of those by going to go to New Item, Color Mat, and make a white one. And you know it's white when it says F everywhere. So I'm going to pull this white mat below all these layers. I'm just going to stretch it out right to the end of the video. This is last little piece right here. Sorry, I should probably zoom in a little bit. That's just kind of our logo at the end. So what I'm going to do, now you can't tell that white mat's there yet, but, so in this video, he's pretty far to his left, our right. I'm going to go up here into Effects Controls, go down to Motion. It probably won't be even turned on. So I'm going to open that up, and then you've got your left and right and up and down. I'm going to move him to center. And right about there is looking pretty close. I'm usually looking at his shoulders because his arms are going to move. And I'm trying to get those. I might even want to go just a tiny bit more. Something like 775. That's probably pretty good. A little, about the same amount of space there. He's going to move around anyway, so don't freak out about it. That's pretty close. He does rock a bit. Maybe I'll back that off to, let's see, let's move him back a little bit. Let's move him back to like 815. I don't know. He rocks quite a bit when he talks. All right, so we're just going to leave it right there, about 815. On this next one, I think I'm going to do probably the same thing. So I can actually, I believe I can copy. So select Motion, Command C, and then in here, Command V, and yeah, that'll move him right over where we want him. Okay? So that just kind of fixes that little issue we have there. Now in this video here, he starts off center, and then he kind of moves to center. And he moves to center about, let's see, right about there. I'm going to say he's definitely centered right there. So we're going to go in this one, and we're going to put right there a keyframe position. And I'm going to leave it right where it is because now he's centered. But I'm going to go before that to about here. We're going to go over to where we can just see him. And here I'm going to put another keyframe. Boom. I don't really need to put it. I could just change the value. And I'm just going to move him over to about here. Now when you play that back, it'll slowly creep over to the other side. So as you can see, that just kind of smooths things out. But that's the nice thing about editing. You can do that. I want to give another side note on why it's okay that you can see that this is kind of gray looking and this is total white. I'm going to be taking these into DaVinci Resolve after it's all edited. And this white, this gray really, I'm going to make it the exact same color as this white, and there will be no line here. I'll blow both of those out completely to where they're so white there's no information there. And so it's okay to do that with this way of editing, with this way of color correction. So don't feel like, oh, but look at all that gray and you're going to see this line. It's okay. I'm going to make that just as white as that. There will be no line, and you don't need to worry about it. And that's how you can do that if you're going to do a post-production color grade in a program like DaVinci Resolve. It's a nice way to center them and fix the color. Another thing that I want to show you guys is how to make his audio just a little bit sweeter, a little bit better. Um, if I select this track here, right here on this track, I can kind of see, here's a part where it kind of peaks, it really jumps up. He says something, probably Yeah, you can see over here on this edge, it jumps up to about -4, -3. Well, what we want to do, the level that it's hitting is pretty good, but we do want to compress this audio so it doesn't sound um, so much like you can hear the mic or the room tone. Compressing your audio just in a good way will really smooth things out, and it's not as harsh. I guess that's the good word for it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to throw a compressor on there. So I've selected this audio track. You see that you got your pan or your channel volume and your volume. Well, we're going to go here to the Effects tab, and under Audio Effects, down here you've got a multi-band compressor. I'm just going to drag that down here. Bloop. And go to Effects here, and I'm going to hit Edit. And now, when we listen to this, you'll see everything going on here along with this. So, okay. And this is automatically on broadcast. I can turn that off and I can hear the difference. What I want to do is maybe boost it, because he sounds so good. I want to maybe boost it 2 decibels. And I like the broadcast sound, but I'm going to double check, make sure I like it more than the de-esser. You can select, so right here we've got broadcast, and you have all these different kind of like compressors. And there's one down here called de-esser. I really like that one too. So I'm going to first listen to broadcast. I'm going to play it. I'm going to turn it up so I can hear it.
Develop more in terms of technology and also military strength. Some years ago, there was a big controversy over whether Columbus discovered America, or did he sort of encounter America? You can see the difference, right? To discover something is to...
I'm going to leave it on the de-esser, and I boosted the gain by 6 decibels. That sounds about right. The coolest part about this, now that I've added that, I can select it up here and Command C, and then I'm going to go down here to my timeline. I'm going to zoom out, and here I'll make it really big. I'm going to select these 3, Command V, and then select the rest of these, Command V. Now I can select just one of these at a time, and there it is. It's right there. It's the de-esser, and the gain is 6 decibels. And I go through and find some of like the really peaky points, and they sound okay.
Europeans came here, they wanted to settle here.
Yeah, it sounds great. It sounds really good, actually. It's a simple fix. Audio guys, the real good genius audio guys, would probably look at me and be like, oh, there's so much more you could do that, make it so much better. But that's all I'm going to do. So there you go. I showed you just how to center him and how to do some quick audio enhancing features. And I like to listen to this with the laptop sometimes, and then I also will listen to it with some nice big Sony headphones or some really good brand of headphones that are made for mixing audio. But anyway, don't spend too much time with it if it was already mic'd really well in the first place. Otherwise you can make things worse and then make it sound way too compressed. That's the end of that tutorial, so I'll be posting more tutorials as we go on. Thanks.